So hello everyone, this is IPython/Jupyter weekly meeting for September 5th, 2017. We are in a small committee today and we haven't had any meetings for 2 weeks because of JupyterCon. So let's see if we can have some summaries of what happened in the last few weeks. So as usual, if you look at the notes, we have weekly news by organizations that Carol has put up. Thank you very much for that. And I'm going to start with a couple of points. So during the meeting we had last week after JupyterCon, the blog was moved to Medium because we were tired to maintain the Ghost blog on Rackspace. I don't know if it has been completely moved. We still need to make an announcement somewhere. And I don't know if we want to redirect the old URLs from the old blog post to the new one on Medium. Apparently, a lot of images were lost also when we upgraded Ghost to the new version. And I had questions like, apparently, as far as I can tell, after the migration, all authorship have been removed from posts.
So I can comment on each of those.
Okay, go ahead.
So when doing the migration to Medium, you can only upload as one author. It doesn't keep the authorship. One way to make it so that it at least attributes it is, we could edit the text to add it in. But specifically, if you edit it on Medium, like logged in with your account, then it'll say that, there were that you were one of the contributors to that article. So this usually gives credit to editors in general. So anybody that helps you with the article before it goes to publication, we'll thank them at the bottom of the article. And then as for the images, we can move anything else over. We didn't move DNS unless somebody did that, but we just did enough for people to do a once over. And then I think it's still fronted by Cloudflare, so I can set up the redirects for Cloudflare. So the old blog URLs all redirect to the new URLs on Medium. And then, yeah.
I think that would be great.
So.
And the second point is when I'm not logged into Medium, I get often nagged that I've seen more than 2 articles on Medium this month. I don't know if as an organization we can deactivate that for all articles. Even if we need to pay a one-time fee or a monthly fee, I don't know if it would be great.
What was the issue again?
So
is that what you mean?
I didn't hear you, Dorian.
Oh, are you talking about that bottom footer that Medium puts on blogs?
So it's not always a bottom footer. For me, it's a pop-up. It's the screen becomes dark and I have a thing that tells me, hey, you've seen more than 2 articles on Medium this month. Please log in.
Oh, because you're not logged in?
Yes, and I
guess I don't see it because I'm always logged in. Huh.
Yes, but I mean, I'm going to think that a part of our users are not logged in, and I was wondering if there is a way for organization to, even if it's going to Medium Pro, remove that.
No, I'm not sure. I pay for Medium Pro for Interact. I don't remember what that gives me, but I paid for it.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I think as a project, it would be good to do for Jupyter.
If we decide that people have to log in, it's fine. I mean, they can always dismiss the thing, but I find it slightly annoying. It might be annoying for some people. So I just wanted to say that.
So is this for the blog? So what exactly is happening? I'm a little confused still.
So when you're not logged in and you visit Medium, if you read more than 2 articles per month, you have either a pop-up that tells you, hey, you need to either log in or subscribe or anything, or there is a 20 pixel thing at the bottom of the screen telling you, hey, you're not logged in, which I find a bit annoying because I'm often browsing in a separate window where I don't like to be tracked. And I was wondering if there was a way to pay as an organization to not have that. So that was just the question: is there a way? If someone knows, and is it okay to pay? But we can
So this is not related to actually the posting of things, or like the how to get official Jupyter, like we should probably write up that workflow for people if we want them to participate in the Medium version of this blog.
No, it's related in the sense that it would be paying for the organization, and that everything published on Jupyter-blog would not be subject to these 2 article limits per month.
Yes, and I'm asking.
So to answer your question, Em, yeah, we could write up the process for. So we add people to the publication. So the Jupyter blog itself is like a publication, and then you add writers to it, and anybody can draft a post, and then we can edit those together, and then you basically just post when you want to. So we just have to.
And you draft the
add
post
some. So
in
somebody.
Medium.
Yep.
Not in like a separate like GitHub like PR or something and edit it there. It's like in the Medium interface.
Yep.
The entire
and the reason for this is so that non-technical people are able to write the posts and author them, and then for people like me, where I actually, as a technical person, just prefer good tools with less friction, and Medium makes it pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll add you, and if other people want added on to make it easy to write, then yeah, I think you actually you messaged me about it on Getter, so I'll add
Sorry
you.
that I didn't follow up on that yet.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I never respond to Getter stuff. I don't see it until weeks later.
Kyle, if we're writing a blog post for potential publication, what's the format we should send it to someone who has rights? Is it Markdown? Like if you're just composing one.
You can work it. You can just if you're composing on your own, writing in Markdown's fine. Medium won't take the Markdown. You'll still have to format it for Medium.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
Is there any way to does Medium have a particular? I'll look into it and see if we will need to have is there a plain text format for Medium, or is it that you need to apply what you see is what you get type stuff?
Apply what you see is what you get stuff. Yep.
Yay, non-technical.
The cool thing about it, I think Medium has a way to both import and export posts. So they can do it, but I think you'll probably find that just working in Medium's editor is just fine. And most of what is blocking you from writing is just that you're not writing, not that the tool is actually getting in your way.
I specifically asked because last week I talked to Jessica about writing something on my personal blog, and to cross-post, I wanted to see what the easy way of doing it was. But whatever, I'm sure it's trivial to figure out because the content won't be that long anyway, so it's fine.
There is apparently things that do that, like where you can write in Markdown and import to Medium, and apparently you just need to log in with GitHub or whatever, and it works. We can figure that out later.
Okay.
You actually are already added, so if you log into Medium, I assume with your Twitter account, there's an MD Pacer in there, then it'll be in.
Sounds good.
Okay, can we move to the next point? Thank everyone for the feedback. Just a small head up. We got a number of PR during the sprint at JupyterCon to rename contributing.md to licenses, to license the name of the file for many repos. It broke a couple of things. In particular, we have manifest.in in many repositories that include copying.md and not license. So the rename means that when we built an sdist, we are not shipping the license. And it broke downstream for a couple of our packages, like Fedora, for example. So if you merge something that rename not contributing, copying .md or copying .rst to license, if you can recheck the PR and check that there is not a manifest.in that was not updated, that would be great. Because otherwise we will have to release package several times. Is that clear? Or not at all? Going to take the lack of response by not clear at all.
It's clear. The reason
clear.
why Matthias is saying this is because NBConvert 5.3 was released and it did not have this update. And so we've got some information from the Fedora people saying, hey, we don't want to package you right now until you fix this, which is very reasonable. And it will be fixed.
Yeah, and more generally, there is a question of how do we add CI test to check that manifest in is correct. Currently, I don't think any of our repository are doing that. It might be a good idea to do it, just because humans are bad at remembering everything, and computers are usually good at doing it again and again and again and again. So yeah, just a heads up.
Similar to why we should also add bump version to all of our packages, because humans forget things. It would seem to be like this seems like a more general note on we should think about more rigorous ways of doing releases and like testing for things before they go out.
Well, at least that's everything for me. I think the next person is Jessica, if he's on the call. Don't see her on the call. So does someone want to fill in for Jessica?
She said she was going to run a little bit late. Maybe she'll join later and we can loop back.
Sure. So next, Steve or Darian, do you have anything to say about Jupyter Lab?
Yeah, so immediately, like on the eve of JupyterCon, we released 0.27. Since then, the things that we're working on are not really major features. They're sort of shoring up the setting system, the build system, giving people the ability to override default extensions, the sorts of things that we need to get extension authors on board in the same way that we can get end users on board. And that stuff's ongoing now. Obviously, we didn't get too much done last week, but yeah, that's where we are now.
Great, thank you. Jason, you're next with widgets.
We had a 7.0 release finally, and I linked the release notes there in the notes. Successful JupyterCon, had a tutorial and lots of work in the sprint. And we also released a 6.0.1 with a couple bug fixes backported and triaging issues looking forward.
Thank you. I think, you're next with NBConvert.
All right. So NBConvert 5.3 was released. Yay! And it has element-based tag filtering. In the announcement email, I put in a bunch of details about how to use it, both on the command line and whatnot, and I'm probably going to make this into my first Medium Jupyter blog post, is the extraction of that chunk of it. We need to fix a couple of things, but otherwise, and so 5.3.1 will probably come out in the next day or two. But other than that, it looks pretty great. So.
Thank you. So next we have Peter, but that doesn't appear to be here. And then we have Jupyter Hub with Min, but I think Min said he couldn't join, and I think Carol may not be able to talk.
I can do a quick update.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just we had a good JupyterCon and dev meeting this week. We're trying to triage issues that may have come up in the recent Jupyter Hub beta, and just letting folks know that we released beta number 4 last week. So try it out and let us know how it's going. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Do we have anybody else that hasn't spoken before we go to JupyterCon and summarizing action items? Like Chris or Ian, do you have anything to say? Kyle, also, you haven't spoken. At least.
Hey guys, how's it going? No updates. Darian covered it.
Likewise.
Okay. So next we have JupyterCon. I'm going to try to do a summary. I try to remember everything. So it was awesome. It was a couple of days. It was like already a week ago. So 2 days of training and 1 day of tutorial plus 2 days of talks. And then we had sprints on Saturday with a lot of people who did some really great work. We had around 700 attendees, if I remember correctly, what was said during one of the keynotes. The keynotes are already online. They were live streamed. The rest of the talks should be coming soon on YouTube as well, or on Safari Online, I'm unsure. Time for the company who did the recording to do the montage and everything. What else? Well, we're redoing JupyterCon next year, approximately at the same date and in the same location, which means Hilton Midtown in New York. We'll try to do things better. We have a lot of notes of things that we will try to improve. In particular, we'll try to make the call for proposal earlier in the year. And for a short summary, that was it. I think at some point we should write up a blog post to summarize everything that happened. That would be great. Do anyone else have any other comment on JupyterCon? Apparently not. So thank you. So as a summary, last week Jupyter Hub 0.8 beta 4 was released, and bconvert 5.3 was released, and 5.31 should be released soon. And that's about it for today, unless someone joined what I was not looking. So any last comments? Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much, Internet. Goodbye with a really horrible French accent.
Thank you, Matthias.
See you next week.